Good morning. Welcome in to a new week. It is in fact Monday. If you're on a bit of a check-in, what on earth day are we on? Today is Monday. So I've had a couple of days away from the video lives, but back in again this morning. We've had a clock change here in the UK over the weekend, and I've just looked up and realised that I haven't actually changed my clock in the craft room, so that still says 8 o'clock, but we are in fact 9 o'clock. So it's 9 o'clock British summertime. It's not looking particularly summery out there, but it's not raining. We've had sort of all sorts of happy Monday. Thank you, Valerie. And Valerie, thank you so much. Valerie lives not very far from my daughter, and it's my granddaughter's birthday today. So I'm having a bit of a bittersweet morning because I've just been on a video chat with her as she opens her presents, but obviously I can't get to see her. But Valerie, she was wearing her birthday badge that was on the card that you sent her, so thank you so much for thinking of her and taking that card around. So yes, it's hard, isn't it? And it's when you can't see family and things like that that it really strikes how hard it is, really. So I'm having a bit of a bittersweet morning, and then my laptop wouldn't come on, but now that's on, and now I'm here with you, everybody here. All will be well. So I've got my water, I've got my tea. I think we're all geared up and ready to go. We are on the 30th of March, which means tomorrow is the last day of celebration. So if you want to take the benefit of any of that celebration stuff, then today and tomorrow are your last day to benefit from celebration. So I've got out in front of me, these were the brochures, the original brochure, the second release that's got all those, it's got all the lovely things in, all those things that we were looking at last week, plus the things that have gone before, the meerkats, the lily pads, happy birthday to you, well dressed, thoughtful blooms, the punches, and all those things. As far as I know, the only thing that's gone is the honeybee paper, and then they issued this third release with these other things that you could get. So there's lots of offers, lots of choices that you can have as celebration offers if you either spend £45 or £90. And then obviously today and tomorrow is also the last opportunity you've got to sign up, get your starter kit, and not only have your £130 worth of stuff for £99, but also to get this gorgeous pack of 6x6 papers and the mini trimmer, plus a stamp set of your choice. So you can choose any stamp set, and there goes the ping that reminds me I'd not put it on silent. I thought I had to put it on silent, but I haven't. There we go. So yeah, so you can get all those papers, you can get this mini trimmer, plus you get a stamp set of your choice with £130 worth of stuff of your choice, all for £99. And so today and tomorrow is the last time that you're going to get. You'll always get your £130 worth of stuff with £99, but this is the last time you're going to have your chance to get your mini trimmer, your 6x6 paper, and your stamp set of choice. Now, I'm especially telling you all of that this morning because we are going to be playing for at least some of this week with a brand new bundle. Now, this brand new bundle, this brand new suite of products is actually an early release from the catalogue that won't go live until the beginning of June. So they are releasing this early for everybody to get their hands on and play with. Now, as a demonstrator, or if you sign up and have it as part of your starter kit, you can get it today or tomorrow, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when I show you the whole bundle. But just to bear that in mind, if you are not yet a demonstrator and you look at this bundle and you want it, then if you are able to, get it today or tomorrow in your starter kit, because you'll be able to get the entire bundle plus a little bit extra, tiny bit extra, plus you'd be able to get the mini trimmer, the pack of papers, another stamp set of your choice, all for £99. And when I tell you that the bundle is £127 something, that's a bargain. Right, let's have a little look at this suite. So it is called the Ornate Garden suite. And as I say, it's an early release. It's going to be available for customers, so everybody's going to be able to buy it from the 1st of April to the 31st of May. And then obviously the catalogue will go live and you'll be able to get it in the catalogue, but you'll be able to get it as an early release in those days. Now this suite consists of 2 bundles, 2 stamp and die bundles, a pack of paper, an embossing folder, a duo ribbon combo pack, and some gilded gems. So it's a big suite of products. As I say, and if you buy the whole suite, it's £127.75. So obviously if you want the whole suite, then a really good way of getting it is to sign up and get it as part of your starter kit. And if you do that today or tomorrow, you'll get all those extra things with it. So this is the printout that I've got on this beautiful bundle, but I also have a beautiful bundle. So let's start with the papers. Now there is actually a sneaky peek of a new colour in this paper pack, and one of the colours is Bumblebee, and I'm not sure what were the other colours that are in there. It says Bumblebee, Early Espresso, Mint Macaron, Old Olive, Terracotta Tile and Whisper White. So Bumblebee is obviously one of these yellows. I'm thinking perhaps this sort of quite orangey yellow here is probably Bumblebee, but we shall wait and see when the colours come out. But the papers are really lovely. So you've got this really floral print on one side, and then this sort of green, small, just a monochrome print there. I love this one with these daisies and the little flowers. So it's really sort of spring-like colours. It's gorgeous. That's really lovely. Sort of, they're like cotton fabrics. This is stunning. So this is foiled. So I have actually used some of this paper on another project I was doing, but it is foiled. Hoping that's catching. Beautiful foiled paper. This lovely yellow print, and again those big flowers on the back there are foiled, so you could be colouring those in. If you didn't, you could leave them just as they are, but you can colour them in. This again is foiled with this lovely floral print, and then last but not least, another foiled with the smaller flowers, and then the big sort of gerbera type daisy print on the other side. So really lovely mixture of big bold flowers and some foiling, and just really gorgeous. And then we have, as I say, there's 2 bundles in this set, so let's make sure we get them the right way round. It's that one and then that one. So the stamp set on this is so this really huge big floral, which is just gorgeous. You've got like borders and corners, this little flower, this single stem daisy, which is really lovely, and then this sort of floral corner, which is gorgeous. So really lovely stamp set. And then the dies that go with this, and the dies are just breathtaking. They are lovely. So this one is called the Ornate Layers dies, and it is literally layering beautiful frames. So you get sort of, we're going to play with some of these in a minute. So there's one frame, there's another frame, there's a third frame, and then this little bit just here actually cuts that floral pattern into the card. So you could have like that, make it like a panel with the floral frame on the outside and this die cut in the middle. So really pretty. And then you've got the same here, you've got the outer frame, this middle frame just here, you've got like this long thin stitched rectangle and this long thin cut out panel that will cut into your card. Really beautiful. And as I say, we're going to have to play with some of those in a minute. The other bundle is this thank you set, and it's really useful. So you've got your thank you, so grateful, and thanks. And then in this lovely script, you've got things like, for all you do, you're amazing, your kindness is so loved, I'm, seriously. So you make them up. Seriously, thank you. Thanks, my friend. Why? Thank you. So you just thank you. Thanks from the bottom of my heart. I wasn't sure how to. Thank you. Just wanted to say thank you. So really lovely, and I love this script. This lovely sort of curly writing. So that's a really, really useful stamp set that will help you to say thank you. Thanks. So here's a card to help you to say thank you for just about anything, I think. And then the dies that go with that one are these ornate border dies. So these again are really beautiful. So you can see here that will cut, you've got this little bit at the top and the bottom, and that will cut out of the side of a piece of card to give you an edge. And you've got this floral one, roses here, and then you've got this bit that will cut round it, so that if you want to cut to the edge of that card, you can do. You've got a nice lacy border, a dotty border. You've got this beautiful, this does cut out of the card, so that will give you a flowery panel. And then you've got these all individual little flowers as well. So they are just stunning, and we are going to have a play with those. So that is the 2 stamp sets and the 2 die sets. You also get an embossing folder, and as always with these embossing folders, the picture on there really does nothing for it. I have got a piece of yellow card here that I have embossed. How pretty is that? So that's like an all over pattern on there. Might have to have a go at the wax resist technique with that one some point this week. You also get this duo of ribbon, and this ribbon is beautiful. So it is both old olive and terracotta tile, so you get a roll of each. And it is just really lovely. So it's not a satiny ribbon, it is sort of like a, I don't know how they've described it really. So it's 5 yards of each, 1/4 of an inch ribbon. No, it doesn't actually, but it's sort of like a, I suppose, cottony with a bit of an edge on it. It just is, it's a really, really pretty ribbon, and it's really nice to tie bows with, really good to work with. So that's the ribbon. And then last but by no means least are the gilded gems. So these gold faceted 3D gems are really lovely. So that is the entire suite. So if you want the entire suite, it comes to $127.75. And as I say, the best way to get it is to have it as part of your starter kit if you're not already a demonstrator. And the rain is now going to hammer down. But yes, you could get that in your basket. You could pay £99, have the entire suite. I did have a look, it leaves £2.25 left over, which there isn't very much for £2.25, but you could get on the clearance rack a pack of coloured doilies. I think they were £1.70, so you could add those into your basket as well. Then you would get, if you did it today or tomorrow, then you would get your 6x6 paper, your mini trimmer, and a stamp set of your choice. You could have all of that lot for £99. So if that's something you're tempted by, get in touch and we will get that sorted for you either today or tomorrow. But let's have a play with this stamp set. So I think, let's start by I'm going to go to this other one first that I've already thought about. Let's, as usual, you know, we're only half organised. I did go on to another Facebook page and do a live the other evening, and I did tell them that it was totally amazing that I had actually pre-prepared what I was planning on doing with them, that was never normally happened. Right, so we're going to need these frames, we're going to need this embossing folder, we're going to need this stamp set and this stamp set. And let's see how we go on this white card. Right, I have got some mint macaron, some soft sea foam and some whisper white card there. I'm going to, may well want some mint macaron ribbon. Got a couple of choices. I'll grab those out and we will see how that goes. Right, okay, so first of all, let's pop that ribbon to one side. Let's get our soft sea foam card and let's cut our piece of card in half. So here in the UK that will be 14.9 centimetres. And I know it will be likewise other places in the world. Now, as we know, I haven't got a trimmer blade, but I have dug out my metric Simply Scored. And on the metric one, they have very nicely for us put in a 10.5 centimetre groove, which will allow me to score that in half. There we go. Put that away for now. We no doubt might want it later. Then I'm going to take some of this mint macaron card. Just going to cut a quarter of it, I think, round about. Let's cut that in half again. And I'm going to cut this large frame just here. And as you can see, that sits nicely just on the inside of that quarter of a cardstock. So it's going to make us a really nice mat. Right, what I do need to do, I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, I'm going to take my sticky end out of there, and I'm going to put my brush end in, grab my foam, and I'm going to give that a bit of a run over. Let's see how many of the holes we can get out before I need to. The end ones didn't want to come out as easily as the side ones for some reason. Could have perhaps done with running that through another time. As with anything that's ornate, it's always worth giving it a good couple of times run through the machine. I perhaps was a little bit enthusiastic there. It's those two ends that haven't quite caught. Let me rest that back in there. Let's see if we can get it to sit back in its hole. That looks a bit better. Poke those little ones out. So these things do take a little bit of time, but you still wouldn't be able to do that with a knife or a pair of scissors. That end didn't quite sit back in the die properly. think I'm going to admit that we made a mess of that one. And we'll just run it through once more. So I'm just going to pop it back in I'm going to pop another bit of card. I'll have a play with that one and perhaps use part of it on another card somewhere. I shan't waste it. I'm just going to run this backwards and forwards a couple of times. And then I am actually going to swing it over, turn it round and run it backwards and forwards a couple of times, just to that's better. Patience is a virtue. So there we are. I ran it backwards and forwards once one way, turned it over, turned it round, ran it backwards and forwards again, and that's all popped out nicely this time. Okay, get rid of all my bits. So there's our first beautiful lacy mat. It's going to sit nicely on there. And then I'm going to cut another mat, this time from some soft sea foam. We'll have this beautiful lacy mat just here. I'm going to cut that from this piece of soft sea foam. So this time I will be more patient and we'll make doubly sure once, twice, swing it round, because obviously every machine is slightly different and it could be that I've just got a bit of a weak spot, but there we are. If I turn that over you can see that that's all cut through there now. So let's get our brush again. We'll just poke these bits out. Little ones just there. I think that is. Look at that. How beautiful is that? So even without doing anything else, that is already looking beautiful. Now what I thought I'd do with this layer here is that I would run it through this embossing folder. So let us do that. We'll sit that in there. Now I will need to dig out my blue plate. So for my sandwich for this one, I'm going to take off my thin die adapter. I'm going to take off both acrylic plates. Just going to have my base plate, my die, and my blue embossing folder. Let's run that through the machine. Open this up. Oh wow, look at that. How beautiful is that. So we'll have our beautiful embossed frame sitting on there. Now I have dug about, and one of the stitched rectangles is going to fit beautifully in there. Now I think actually this card is going to end up going that way. We'll have that there like that, and I'm going to cut a little bit of white, whisper white for that. I'll just run that through. Let's bring back in all the other pieces of my big shot. Hello Karen. So we're playing this morning with this new Ornate Garden suite. So we've got our card base, macaron layer with one of the labelled, with one of the frame dies, an embossed layer with another one, and then I've just cut a white layer there. I actually want some, let's grab some soft sea foam and mint macaron ink. And we're going to go into our thanks here. No, we're not. We're going to start with this one. So I'm going to take this corner, so this stamp here that's like a corner floral flourish. That's not easy to say. Put your teeth in. And then I'm going to take this other, you can tell it's a new stamp set. The sticky is very sticky. Going to take this other corner there. And we're going to stamp these with mint macaron ink. I'm going to stamp this floral stamp here. And then we'll have this little corner flourish here. And then we'll take that thanks. Oops. And we'll have that in there. And what shall we add in? Let's have ever so much. We'll put an ever so much in there. I think we'll do that in soft sea foam. Just for add the second colour in. Thanks ever so much. Now, I think I'm going to grab a blender pen because I'd like to add a bit of the soft sea foam into those flowers. So I'm just using some ink and my blender pen. And obviously some of the colour from around the edge may well blend in as well, but it's not a problem. So just colouring, adding a bit of colour and a bit of Taz apparently. A bit of the dog in there as well. Let's take him out. Down the bottom here. And then I think we'll do the same with the mint macaron. And we'll just add a bit of colour to the leaves. Oh, there's a flower there I've missed. So we're really keeping to the two colours. We've not added in any others, well, apart from Whisper White, obviously. Let me just scribble that off a bit so we can add in that last flower that I missed. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that soft sea foam open for a minute because I'm going to grab my soft sea foam sponge, which is that one just there. I'm just going to sponge the edges of this slightly, just to take some of the starkness of the white away and help it to blend in. With the rest. So obviously it's very subtle colour, but it is amazing how much even just a little bit of inking can do. So just a circular tickly motion. I'm on a glass mat, which is always good because that means the ink doesn't soak into the mat. It sort of sits on the surface and enables you to move it around a bit. And there we go. So we had a couple of choices of ribbon, but I think I might go with the slightly wider one. Let's put this baby together. Let's have a slurp of my tea first. Okay. I'm going to grab some tear and tape. That's what we want. So we're going to put this layer onto this layer to start with. So I'm going to do that flat. And then I'm going to take a length of that ribbon and wrap it and stick it to the back. Let's put a bit of tear and tape either side. Ooh. Oh, gotcha. And gotcha. Okay. So let's wrap this round here. One. And two. We'll stick this layer down on our card base. We'll pop this one up on some dimensionals. One, two, three, four. That's very pretty. Do we want a bow? Fiddle, fiddle. That would be quite pretty, wouldn't it, on the end there? I'm going to trim this end off a little bit. So this is the mint macaron textile ribbon that we're using here. Find my next available glue dot. Perhaps put a couple on for good measure. Really pretty. And you can see that embossed panel just there. Bit of sponging, bit of stamping. The rain stopped, but the washing machine's taking off. There's always noise in the background, isn't there? Life goes on. Right, so there's one card. And then for the other one, I thought we would... Let's have a look at the dies. Oh, these are just so pretty, aren't they? I've not actually played with all of these dies. I've played with this one. Right, let's deciding what colour to go for. Let's go with a bit of Calypso Coral, I think. A bit of Calypso Coral and a bit of terracotta tile there, so just a slight shading difference on those. I'm going to take a bit of this Calypso Coral and chop it down. Right, I'm going to see what happens. As I say, I've not played with this yet. Going to see what happens when we run this through there. Now if we look at this, you've got an edge there that will cut, so that will cut that entire edge. This side will only cut where the leaves and the flowers and things are. So if I lay it this way, this is the edge that's going to completely cut out. So that will give me a floral edge to that whole piece of card. That's the theory. Let's run that through. So it is still attached, but just because this piece of card is slightly longer, so that is manufactured. So if that had been a like a first layer mat, if that had been a 14.4 centimetre piece of card, that would have cut that edge completely off. As it's a 14.9, I've just had to snip those two ends. So that gives you, morning Div, that gives you sort of like a panel with a floral thing down the side of it. Now if I wanted to make that a cut out panel that I could then layer up separately, if I didn't want this piece attached to it, you have then got a second die just here that will sit in there and we'll then cut that out as a panel. But at the moment I don't want to cut that out as a panel. I was going to leave it like that and then cut a separate edge. So I am going to cut it out as a panel, but it's going to be with a lacy edge as opposed to cutting round the This is where I possibly wanted my magnetic sheet underneath. So let me have a dig about somewhere I've got some purple tape. So if I show you what I'm doing, I've got my lacy border just there, and I want this piece here to sit so it gives it a lacy border. So I'm just going to stick that down each end so it doesn't wiggle as it goes through. I'll run that through. Bring it back for good measure. Oh, and then I'll drop the whole thing on the floor. That wasn't part of the plan. Right, having retrieved it all from the floor, what we've got there is a floral border. Floral and lacy border just there. Let me cut a piece of the terracotta tile card to make a card base. So cut that at 14.9. Let me bring up my scoreboard and we will score that at 10.5. So that's just a slight different colour variation than the terracotta tile. So the Calypso coral is just a tad paler on the top there. So we'll stick that down in a minute. I'll pop these dies to one side. I've got a magnetic sheet beside me that I'm popping those on so I don't lose them. Oh, and that edge piece. And then I think we'll grab grab a piece of Whisper White card, and I'm just going to cut a stitched rectangle, and then we're going to stamp on there. So let's get our big image, and that looks like it would just about sit on there. Dave, I've just spotted that you've been planning your competition entry. I look forward to seeing it. So when people are talking about competition entries, over on I've got a customer, I've got a Facebook page for my customers and people that come to my classes and those sorts of things. And so I've been setting them challenges. To keep them busy. It keeps me busy coming up with the challenges. Right, so let's stamp. I love this stamp, it's beautiful. I think it's really quite nice and got a nice sort of contemporary sort of feel to it. So it's florals but just with a bit of a contemporary feel, I think. Let's grab our stamping blends. Now we're obviously going to want to grab some Calypso coral because we've used that. There's the dark Calypso coral. In here as well we should have, oh no, what should we have? I think we'll need some sort of a green, won't we? So I think, do we want to go as dark as Mossy Meadow? Oh, it might be nice to have Mossy Meadow for a change. There's the dark Mossy Meadow. Let's a bit of Mango Melody for sort of like a yellowy orange colour. And then there's sort of one other flower in there. Oh, dark cherry cobbler, the cherry cobbler might be a nice colourway for that. Let's have a look. Let's see how that goes. Now, I think we'll go Mango Melody for these sort of big gerbera type daisies. Let's colour those in. Squeaky, squeaky. We'll give them a dark Calypso coral centre, I think. That's going to tie in quite nicely, being the darker shade with those with the terracotta tile almost. Do the around the edges and the shady bits with the darker one. And we'll come in with the lighter one. There we go, and then I think this sort of big dahlia type flower. We'll have that in the Calypso coral. And then we'll go in with the light Calypso coral. This is one of my ones that is starting to run out. That wasn't the best choice. And the same for this one. Oh, wrong end, down here. Let's go over the top of all of that. There we go. And then I'm going to come in with the light cherry cobbler. We'll go in the centre of these flowers with Mango Melody. A little bit of the Chark cherry cobbler around here. And then we'll go in with the light cherry cobbler. Oh, I've got a nice punnet of cherries in the fridge. The trouble is, once I start on them, I can eat the whole punnet in one sitting. It's not good, is it? Forget about cherry cobbler. It's a really lovely colour, isn't it? Another demonstrator was on a Facebook post or something, was talking about which was her least favourite colour and which was her most favourite colour. And actually, I think I may possibly have picked both of those. I've got a feeling it might have been Calypso Coral was her least favourite and Cherry Cobbler was her most favourite. So there you go. This would be a card of two halves for her, wouldn't it? Anybody else got favourite colours? What's your favourite colours? Let me know what's your favourite. If I get enough favourites, I might try and add in a few favourites this week. Let's tell me some of your least favourites. We'll see if we can convert you. I don't do favourites very well. I don't do favourites in anything. Why would you have a favourite colour when they're all so wonderful? They all have a place. Another. So let's come in with these leaves. So again, we'll go where the veins are with the dark one. And perhaps around the tips a bit. The purples, you're a purple girl, Glenda. Yep. We'll have to see what we can do. Blackberry Bliss is one of those colours that you've only got to take the lid off the ink, off the stamping pad, and you appear to be covered in it. You don't even have to touch it. But I do love it. I was really pleased to see that come back when they brought it back in the colour refresh. Just wherever the artist has suggested it might be a bit darker, we'll make it a bit darker. Bring those stems down. Let's do this one here as well while we're here. be interesting to know if anybody's actually got this suite already. Has anybody already, because they're a demonstrator or because they signed up for it, has anybody already got this Ornate Garden suite? I've got a couple of bonuses coming out if you do go ahead and order this. I've got a couple of tutorial bundles I've taken part in. One is a most enormous mega tutorial bundle that includes 90 different projects that's been made with this bundle. So 90 different projects by 90 different people. Oh, Doreen, yeah. You've only used the stamp set so far, Glenda. So those bundles will be available to buy. But I will be giving them away to people. So anybody that buys the incomplete suite will get that mega bumper huge bundle. And then there's also a smaller bundle and a smaller different creative tutorial bundle. And I will give that one away to anybody who purchases the one of the bundles. So if you have one of the stamp set and die bundles, I will give you one bundle. If you go mad and have the entire suite, you can have both tutorial bundles. You also will get both tutorial bundles if you're on my team. So if you were to sign up to get this in your starter kit today or tomorrow, you'd automatically get those tutorial bundles. And then if you're not any of those things but you'd still like them, you are going to be able to buy them. Right, so I think the first thing we'll do is stick those flowers down on the background. There. Obviously, depending on how you colour these are going to come up very different every time. Right, I'm going to take some tear and tape. Let me to hold that in place and just trim that like that, because I'm going to put tear and tape down here, one bit there and one bit there. I think they're worth getting just for the dies. The dies are just beautiful. That thank you stamp set is just really useful as well. I think it is a lovely bundle, and one of the reasons they chose to release it now was because of it's sort of like the spring flowers and things, and the worry really that, well, not the worry, but there's so many nice things in the upcoming catalogue. We are assured that they don't want this to get lost. And sometimes if it's dies that are like this, that are the beautiful feature, they can get a bit lost. You can suddenly go, where did you get that dye from? That's beautiful. So I've just stuck some of that ribbon round there. Let's anchor it down to the back. I think I'll snip that a little bit off. We've got this coming down here with that ribbon. I'm going to put a bow on, so I'll put that over there, I think, like that. So let's put a bit of glue on those ends as well. We'll have that coming down there like that. I've actually swapped that round from what it was originally. I've got it going the other way, but I like it that way with the flowers coming down there. And then I'm going to do a bow. I know, can't wait now. Won't be long till we have a new catalogue. That way, I think. Let's find our glue dots. Have I put them away? No. Where have you gone, glue dots? And they can't be far away because we had them, didn't we? Here they are. Let's bring in, we haven't played with any faceted gems yet, so let's have some of those. We'll have one in there. So that's a couple of those. We've got really 3D images on real 3D feel to them. We just want That's right, I'm just deciding what to have. Actually, I might not. Might just do a die cut. And I think we'll go with the Calypso Coral again. I've got a bit left over that's big enough. Yes, there we go. Yeah, we'll go with that. Right, I need to find my silicone mat. Some Tombow. Tombow that's got a bit of a bogey in the end. It's been lying on its side rather than upside down, so it doesn't want to, there we go, want to come out. Right, so I'm just going to dip that in that glue. And we'll have that coming across there. And obviously we've also got our little, now then, I looked that up the other day. Is it a tittle? Is that what it's called? Them here. Little whatever it is that you're called. We've even got the dot on our eye. There. So, there's our first play. We've got this one with all those layers and that embossed layer. Some sponging. Thanks ever so much. And then this one in the sort of Calypso coral and terracotta tile. Some colouring, some cherry cobbler flowers, and some of those lovely faceted gilded gems and the beautiful ribbon. So 2 different cards, but we think we've had a bit of a go. The only thing we haven't used there is paper, but we will be using paper another day, rest assured. But as I say, this gorgeous bundle of products, the dies, the 2 stamp sets, the gilded gems, all of those dies. We've got border dies, and the rose one is still over at one side somewhere. It's over here somewhere. Where are we? And the bit that cuts out the side, I think that's over here somewhere too. And the lacy border. So all those beautiful floral dies there. This embossing folder is just gorgeous. The big frames that are just fabulous, and they work so well with the stitch rectangles. And then all the gorgeous paper. We've got some old olive ribbon as well, and all of this beautiful paper that we will be playing with. So it's just a stunning suite of products. So the Ornate Garden suite. So if you do want all of that, it is £127.75. Get it as a starter kit for £99. Add in, you can throw in some coloured doilies as well. And if you do that today or tomorrow, you'll get your 6x6 paper pack. You'll get your mini trimmer. And you'll get another stamp set of your choice from the catalogue. So if you want it and you've got the pennies in the bank, now's the time to get it. But it will be available to all customers from the 1st of April. So that's Wednesday, when all the celebration offers are finished. So obviously if you do want any celebration things, you need to get your orders in for those today or tomorrow as well. So lots of things to think about in the next couple of days. But thank you for joining me. I'm really pleased with those. 2 very different colourways. Might even add a bit of Wink of Stella into some of those flowers. I'll see. But yes, thank you for joining me. And thank you, Valerie. And I will be back. I'll come back in tomorrow morning. I'll come in live tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock and we'll play some more. So have a lovely day until then.